tank top, shorts, basketball shorts, and running shoes. If you think I'm doing anything else than walking around the neighborhood, you're a fucking idiot. Just like that. You're a fucking dummy, bruh. And you're probably a pasty colored fella, right?
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to fill the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. He wet Prada, the devil like inside your box. Now while the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Cerbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and fucking direct. It's your boy, Mr. Nine Times. Got Presley in the background. Newfound energy today. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. Because there's a lot of good things that are going on in my life right now. And I do not want to disclose them on the program. I'm just going to let God do his... You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just let that shit happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes you spoil your blessings by letting other people that are secret fucking... Well, the opposite of an admirer. The secret clowns. The secret clowns in the secret circus and the secret circle. If they know these types of things, they're gonna ruin them, huh, buddy? I'm sorry if I'm like ruining your nap, but now's not the time to be sleeping on your boy. You understand me? Because we are on the path to greatness. Alright? Greatness, I will say. So we got over the weekend, it was Easter. I halfways don't even believe in a lot of this shit already. Not spiritually, but like religiously. So every year for Easter, my family, they do, or we do, I don't know. However, the family gets together at this park. And it was raining pretty much the whole weekend. So we had a change of plans and we had to, or everybody went to my grandma's house. And you know the thing with me, I don't like being around my family. So I was like, you know what, everyone's gonna come to my house anyway. So, and for me, it's like maybe I'll just pop in, you know, for an hour or something like that. That doesn't make any sense either. Like y'all, like they already know what time it is with me. Being there for an hour is lame. I don't want to show up for the food and leave. That's lame. I'm just not gonna do it. It doesn't make sense. I'm not going to show up nowhere that I don't feel valued or appreciated. I'm going to fucking not show up at all. I'm not even going to be there for an hour. It's going to have to take money for me to show up anywhere I feel like I don't feel like being, you know? So instead of Easter Sunday, it was Easter Gun Day. Which is crazy too. Easter Gun Day, what is it? West Side Gun. Was this the first Easter? Or maybe last year was the first Easter he didn't drop Easter Gun Day. But let me see. Easter Gun Day. And we're already off to a roll with me looking up shit. Easter Gun Day. Not Sunday. Easter Gun Day. And then my fat fucking fingers can't even. I have to fucking like sniper status hit the keyboard. Because if not, I just type Easter third, you know what I mean? So Easter Gun Day, the first one with Ma Kami. Okay, so we stopped doing it in 2021, which means the first one had to have come out in 2016. I want to say it came out in 2016. This song was 12 minutes. Jesus Christ. Let me see. Let me read more about it. It's funny because you look up the lyrics And then Mock Hami's lyrics are not added, and it will not be added due to a DMCA takedown request. Mock, yo, shout out to Mock Hami. He don't do nothing for free. Literally, none of his lyrics are posted anywhere. If you go on Instagram and you try to upload, like, you know when you do the stories and it's the lyrics, let me post the lyrics on the story. You can't do that. Mock took them bitches down, or he never posted them. You look up his lyrics ain't there. I think it's awesome. Even with me, like when I would post Makami's music, I would post Makami's music or certain other Makami shit taken down immediately when it was on his if you're on Mock's radar with the whole like anything that's not given his okay is gonna be taken out. Even Fahim had the Dollar Menu album. Mock, I think, they both had Dollar Menu 1 on their YouTube channels, and I think both of them are taken down at this point. Mock took his down first, I want to say, and then I want to say you can't even listen to it on YouTube anymore. It's been a while. I mean, I burned the CD. I had it first on SoundCloud, burned it on the CD, as I did with all the Griselda albums and like affiliates. What is it? But Easter Gun Day 1, phenomenal. I mean, I don't even know what sample that is. I would love to know what sample that is. Who produced Easter Gun Day? Obviously Derringer. Come on now. When it was released? Okay, yeah, March 2016. And they only did 4, and I want to say the second one had Benny, the third one had Mock again, and then 4 had Benny, which is super weird because Mock and Benny have had this, what is it, animosity, or they've been dissing each other for like a long time. And Rock Marciano just recently, I feel like he dissed Mock, and we'll get into that. But Easter Gun Day, the first Easter Gun Day was phenomenal. Me and Chava, we rapped over the same sample. Shout out to Shizm Beats on Picasso and Matisse. Fire. You know, smoke 1,000 blunts until my face is numb. My cadence from the same place, you getting shanked for fun. Hard. You know what I mean? Still one of, like, that era of my music, I'm not really rocking with it, or it's just kind of cringy to me. Just because it was more so... That album was more so, okay, let me flip this artistically. I was trying to give you an audio-visual representation of fly, grimy raps, right? Versus now, I try to be more my life. At this time, during the Picasso and Matisse era, I didn't really know how to articulate my life and what I had been through at that point into my music. Now I know how to represent that better. Picasso and Matisse was more so, I don't know, more lyrical. I don't know. To me, I don't give a fuck about being lyrical really now. Versus then, it was like, oh yeah, it's go time, you know. So I want to say Easter Gun Day 1 and 4 were probably like my favorite ones. 1 being obviously the best one. But, I mean, I don't know. I hate snapbacks like this. I look like I got a fucking potato on my head, bruh. Look at this. And then you do that, and I guess that's better. But I don't like how you see my fucking hair follicles right there. So, like this? I guess that's a little better. Fuck it, we're gonna rock with it like that. I kind of like you see the patch right there. Yeah. Makami, one of the greatest rappers ever. If you're gonna go toe to toe with Mak on a record, you better bring it, bruh. I think Mak has dissed everybody pretty much in Griselda. Definitely Conway indirectly by dropping Laundromat Rap. Fahim's diss everybody, but I can't believe that King City diss isn't out anymore. And I want to say I had it. I want to say either no, I didn't download it because that song was like, I think Fahim rapped over Survival of the Fittest or the infamous. For all you new Griselda fans, you really missed out. Like if you weren't a Griselda fan from at least 2016, you literally missed out on all the great Griselda music as it was happening. Me, I was there from Reject 2. When Reject 2 dropped, that's pretty much when I started getting into Griselda. So, in my opinion, 2016 was the best year of rap music to come out. My favorite albums: Blank Face, Schoolboy Q, Still Brazy YG, what is it? Praise Both, Westside Gun, Fly God, HBO. 2016, 2017, and 18, as far as my Call Me Only shit is right up there, as well as the other Griselda shits. It's just my opinion. 2016 was that year. Between that summer, I was a blood in a crip. I was a clud. I was a Brit for sure. Between them YG and Schoolboy Q albums, there was literally like there were some areas that I could not bump that shit loud as fuck. Baldwin Park not being one of them. El Monte not being one of them. Maybe one of them. I don't know. Easter Gun Day was just kind of like... And then Easter Gun Day came out in that year too. So, I don't know. I think it's Westside Gun. He's just not on... He's not... For lack of a better words, he's not on that level. That's kind of a disrespectful thing to say. But he's just not in that bag is a better way to put it. I feel like Westside Gun, he did all he could for the culture. He literally shook the culture. Westside Gun, I feel... For the people that know, obviously they do know. But for anyone who's not familiar, Westside Gun changed the landscape. I tweeted this and he retweeted it. And it's probably my most retweeted, all that shit thing. I don't really give a fuck, but I know that's one of them shits for sure. Where I said, he literally changed the whole culture, gave plates to eat for the homies. And that's true. Like, people are still eating off of the Griselda wave now. And I feel like the wave started really moving in 2016. 2017 they got signed, and pretty much by 2020, which is crazy, like the pandemic era is where they really like got well known by the masses. What is it? So yeah, Westside Gun, Griselda, but really Westside Gun, his whole mindset, his all the moves. Webster Hall, that was really the pinnacle for Griselda. You had fucking Prodigy, the Locks, or was it just Styles P? I don't know. You had Ray and Ghost, and like if I'm missing, there's probably more rappers that I'm missing, but at that show in particular, they all like the passing of the torch, like they all rolled through for Griselda, and that's when I knew that this was a different thing. How I got hip to Griselda was Danny Brown tweeted, what is it, that this is his new favorite rapper, and it was like Never Coming Home. And I thought, that was cool, but I didn't get into Westside Gun then. This is probably like maybe sometime in the middle of 2015. And at least that when I got hip to it. And then I was a big Rock Marcy fan at the time. So I'm on YouTube one day. I had just got home from school. And I look and there's Rock Marciano on a song with some dude that looked like he got a fucking bullet wound in his back. So I'm like, okay, that's obviously not no fucking stab wound. It looks like a hole. They put a hole in him. So I'm like, okay, Westside Gun, that's a crazy fucking extra out name. Conway the Machine got a nice, better ring with Tyler the Creator, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine. You know what I mean? Like there's certain names like Sage the Gemini. There's certain like three Evil Emperor Serbs. Like there's certain 3-letter names that just got that ring to it, I listened to it, Rex Ryan, and I don't think the music video was not. I think they dropped, like it was December. I heard that shit, and then January was when I think they dropped the video, 2016. So I'm like, yo, this is fucking crazy. What's great, what the crazy part was I didn't really like that Rock Marcy verse compared to Conway and West. I'm like, who the fuck are these dudes? And then that's when the whole mathematics started. Rock Marcy just dropped Marcialago, right? Or Marciology. And you know, how I feel about Rock now is he's just same thing with Rock. He's just not, I don't want to go out and go Action Bronson and say he's past his prime, but he kind of is. You know, I feel like his pinnacle was really like Rosebud's Revenge, Reloaded, Marsburg. Or yeah, those are his three for me. I mean, I feel like Behold the Pale Horse was like what we had like glimmers of peak rock, but now it just sounds boring. His shit just sounds boring to me. No disrespect to Rock Marciano, because he's still in my top like 10 rappers of all time and rappers/producers of all time. But it just sounds the same. It don't sound any better. It don't sound any worse. It sounds like plain bagels to me, dog. You know, and I don't want Rock or anybody else that I critique on here to take this the wrong way. It just it's not doing anything to me. And as an artist, I need artists that are gonna be pushing my pen. I can't have people that are releasing subpar shit. You could do it. Me personally, I gotta be inspired, and if you're not inspiring me, then I can't listen to you. It's kind of like that with Makami at this point. Makami is forever probably my number one rapper of all time. He's the greatest. But even Mach shit now is like, we're still waiting on Rich Ass Haitian, if that's how the title is, AXX. Rich Ass Haitian. I don't know. Rich Ass Haitian. That looks like it's going to be smoking, and he's holding on to it. He's been holding on to it since August now, I think was the listening party. I don't know if he's like fine tuning, cutting, putting songs on, or he just has it locked and loaded and he's just waiting. I really think he's just waiting for the right time. I want to say he's going to drop it this summer. He should have dropped it last summer because that was when we were all waiting. But that's fine. As long as it drops sometime this year, preferably the summer, I think we're going to be in for a real nice album. Being that Mach don't do shit by the rules. Whatever the rules are, whatever guidelines, policies, people, the industry, everybody's going with, Mach is like, fuck out of here. I'm gonna be dropping when I drop. And I think that's the best. That's what makes me a real Makami fan. The fact that I'm not just gonna get the album. You know, I'm not going to get a big rollout. Usually Mach albums are, they just drop. I can't really remember the last time there was a single off of a Makami album. I mean, I think the biggest rollout was Pray for Haiti, but that was to be expected. You know, Makami had just recently got back with West Side Gun to drop that album, and it was a fire fucking album. I think it might have, since Haitian Body Odor, it was like HBO and then like Pray for Haiti is somewhere real close to that album. My favorite Mach albums, he's got a lot that he did in a short amount of time, but I'll say HBO, Pray for Haiti, then I'll probably say either La Hurts, The Gat, and Bulletproof La are all in that sweet spot, taking number 3. I'll say Dia de los Muertos is right under there. Dumpmeister, fucking Dump God Homie edition, and then probably Wap Gon Judge and Duele Tu, if that's how you Tuesle Tu, however you say that album. I'm not French or no Creole. So those two, the albums are like right there too. And then everything, like all the Triz Nates were like, okay, whatever. I don't know what this is. They sounded really like throwaways to me. And Dollar Menu 4, right, was another album where he got real close, but no cigar. In that, like, Dumb God 4, I probably put with Dumb God Hami edition or Dumpmeister or something, like albums that I think are good. I listen to top to bottom, but I they don't have as much replay value. You know what I mean? I'm a super Makami fan. HBO is like the crown jewel. You know, that's like the, what's that album everyone goes back to? Rain Ghost. Only built for Cuban links. Yeah, that's the magnum opus for me. Everybody got their magnum opus, whether it be 36 Chambers, Ready to Die, Kiss the Game Goodbye, Woo Block, whatever it is. That's Makami's HBO. That's his magnum opus for me. Rich Ass Haitian, we're really gonna see where it goes. Hopefully, I'm gonna look at Rich Ass Haitian on the same level as HBO, because that's what it's looking like. It looks like a 18-track album, which I'm not a fan of. Schoolboy Q, shout out to Schoolboy Q, dropped Blue Lips. Not a big fan of that album. Very little replay album for me. He got away from the Blank Face. Blank Face is my favorite album, and I've heard like almost all Schoolboy Q's music. I think he's another one of those. I could listen to the album. It's just not my cup of horchata. You know what I mean? Blue Lips, Blue Sides is probably Schoolboy Q's my favorite song from him. But that's on an album I don't really like. He's got a couple other songs like that, like little flashes, like, oh shit, like Schoolboy Q still got that shit. But it's on an album I'm not really rocking with, because I don't like the modern sound. I don't like the hibbity dibbity ribbity hibbity dibbity, you know, all the whole dibbity, you know, all that shit. I don't like the, you know, whatever, Future, Drake. I don't like it. I just, not that I don't like it. I can't if I can't listen to it, but I'm just not gonna listen to it. Yeah, if we're around some bitches, around a party, like whatever, that's fine. But when I want to really listen to music, that's not gonna be one of my choices. You know, it is what it is. Going back to Rock Marcy dissing Makami, I don't know what's up with this beef. I remember I told Chava Styles, I think was it the other day, I'm like, why? What's up with this beef? Do we know where this happened, where it started? Because Rock gotta be on HBO, right? So I don't understand where the animosity comes from. The line was, I heard you doing voodoo. He says some shit. I heard you doing voodoo. Something about rumor has it. Rock, you have a line on Rosebud's Revenge. My Haitian bitch doing voodoo my Haitian bitch doing voodoo with the chicken in the back. I said, yo, this is some fucking bullshit, because that's not even like a voodoo. I just fucked my shit up right now. That's not even like no voodoo shit for real. So the fact that Rock Marcy's out here doing a cultural appropriation on one album and then trying to diss the same shit on another album is kind of crazy to me, Rock. So I don't know what Rock is doing out here. I thought that was corny. Definitely diminishes the listenership for me. I'm really not trying to hear no shit like that. I could really care less, you know. The Rock's been throwing shots, but then Mock's been throwing shots back. Like, we know that. But for me, Mock, he's got that granted. Because I feel like Mock don't just jump out the window on nobody. He's not Eminem. Mock Hami is not somebody you're gonna see dissing everybody just for any little thing. It's really like there's a problem, and then Mock addresses it at some point. For the longest time, Mock did not go at Griselda. It wasn't until Westside Gunn, well, basically Fahim jumped out the window And I forgot how he dissed West Side Gun, and West Side Gun pretty much put him in his place. Then Fahim dissed Griselda, and I feel like Mahakami was like, I'm riding with Fahim. So I feel like Mach really inherited that Griselda beef, but he had already had the problems with Huss and all that shit, and maybe that brought Rock into it. I don't know. I don't know where it stems from, but I just really feel like that shit is corny at this point. Like, what are we doing here? Are y'all gonna trade shots for years? Like, what is this, a Drake and Kendrick? They've been beefing for 11 years now, and still it's like once a year we get this, they're throwing shots again. Why, bro? Could we just like either end it or shoot somebody already? I don't know. I really didn't mean that, but that's how it feels at some point where it's just, what are we doing? Where are we going with this? Because this shit is really going nowhere. So finalize that shit. Final punta final. You know what I mean? So me and Chava, we recorded over Easter, and it's fire. The tracks we did are fucking fire. Jesus Christ. Yeah, put these bitches back on. Me and Chava, we recorded. So they're fire tracks. And anytime me and Chava get in the studio, it's a scary sight. You know what I mean? I really feel like at this point with these 3 tracks, it really showed me like I really got to be inspired to write, or else this fool Chava is gonna fucking try to take my head off on a verse. I feel like Chava did get me on at least 2 of the tracks, cause when Chava's in his bag, he's, you know, I mean, it's not. I feel like when I'm inspired or just as inspired as him, I feel like I take the torch and I run with it. But when it's like I'm not really feeling it like him, then fucking Chava, he really shows out. And I want him to. When it comes to my features, I want my features to show out. And some people have problems with that, like, oh, this fool did it better than him. That's what they're supposed to do. It's a fucking feature for a reason. If the feature's just gonna come and be all shitty, then why have a feature? If I have you on a feature, I want you to show out. I don't want to be better than you. I want you to come through and spit some crazy shit. Chava did that. Jetta, I feel like we just have different pens. You know what I mean? We kind of talk about the same shit, not really, you know what I mean? So shout out to homie Chava, man. Like, you know, I feel like we were really sitting on shit, me and Chava. We're sitting on a lot of music, and I can't wait for y'all to hear it. Cause I want to hear it, but I got it locked and loaded. Like, we already did something, put that away, put that in the tuck. It's time to do something else, you know, and that's what we're doing now. We're doing something else. So I think it's phenomenal. And then he got his own shit going on. So we got music, bruh. Don't think we out here just showboating for the gram. If anything, we've done more off of the scenes than we put on the internet. And I want to keep it that way because a lot of fucking people, every time they're in the studio, every time they're writing something, every time you can put it on camera, they will. Versus me, I just operate differently. If it's something like that, like, oh, this is a moment. Like when I see that Chava still got CDs from our Family Man / Mac EP, I put it on Instagram, yo, hit up Chava Styles. Nobody probably hit up Chava Styles because barely any of my followers rolled through for me, which is like, why are you just window shopping? But it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put it out there and let you know that he got CDs on deck. I could have, you know, took some of them CDs for myself, but I'm like, why? Like, and I could have asked for money. No, man, like, go ahead. Whatever. Now, if we really, if it does do numbers like that, like, I don't really give a fuck about, you know, whatever, 20 CDs. That's fine. He can get his money. You know, he definitely, I feel like he definitely needs it more than me. I feel like that. I don't need that. He got people, his supporters that have been waiting on him to drop CDs. I've been had CDs. It's not no thing for me. Maybe on the next drop we'll talk about splits or whatever. But This one was on the house, Chava, and I think he knows that, and he's good for that. Let's see. Let's get into some gangster shit. The neighbors called the cops again. Yes, they did. Remember when I told you that I had parked and they called the cops and they were going to tow my car? Well, the same asshole neighbor, he called the cops again with his fucking birding ass alarm clock. Let me get some water. So I'm walking, doing my regular walk around the block. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Birds chirping. Cats roaming. What do I see parked facing me while I'm walking? A fucking police cruiser. I said, wow, that is amazing. I want to say the police cruiser had been there the whole time. I just noticed it probably on my first lap around. So I said, this fool's probably gonna watch me for a good half hour and leave. Unless he pulls up and talks to me, questions me, whatever the cops want to do, that's fine. I'm in no way doing any sort of illegal activities. I've never been in the game. I never wanted to be in the game. Never wanted to be in the gang. Never will be in the game or the gang, right? So, the cop, I can hear his car. Limo tinted ass windows, can't see him. Doesn't even matter if I could see him, right? I'm just walking. I'm walking on my phone, and once I get around the corner and I get a good look at him, I just give him a look. And just keep walking. Because I want the cop to know, and obviously I'm dressed like this, tank top, or is this a tank top, right? Is this a tank top? Tank top, shorts, basketball shorts, and running shoes. If you think I'm doing anything else than walking around the neighborhood, you're a fucking idiot. Just like that. You're a fucking dummy, bruh. And you're probably a pasty colored fella, right? So what does a cop do? Nothing. He was probably there 20 minutes looking at me, do a couple laps. He was probably looking at me like this. Did a couple laps? All right. Got things to do. Got better shit to do than fucking take calls about paranoid cocksucking neighborhood snitches, right? That's the bottom line. Fuck the neighbors and fuck any neighbor that's out here, because what you're doing is harassing your neighbors. And that's what people don't know. When you're in your little bubble and you're in your little paranoid state of fucking mind, always like Disturbia looking out the Peaky Blinders and shit, trying to look at shit outside instead of living your life to the fullest, you're a fucking idiot, bruh. And that's how I feel about it. So fuck them. And the cops are probably, this is what happens when you cry wolf. The cops are probably like, nah, fuck this fool. We're not going to respond. So when someone really breaks into your house and takes your shit, the cops are not going to be there because you didn't call the cops about 3 fucking times now. The first time was when they fucking did their roam around. And I said, oh, that's weird. We're in the safest part of Ontario. How fucking wicked is that the cops are making the rounds in such a specific area of the city? The second time, they told me they called the cops and they were just sitting looking at me. They probably thought because they're building new houses, they probably thought I was trying to case the joint. The third time, they were really sitting on me talking about, okay, what's this shit going on now? And they seen I was just walking around. They're probably like, fuck all these fucking Levi's, you know what I mean? That's what I would have thought. If I'm a cop, and trust me, Ontario's a big city, so it's not like fucking there's nothing to do. There's plenty of shit to do. If I was a cop, I would have sat there, Netflix on, watching fucking, what is that, Death Note or whatever the fuck, eating a coffee and a donut like Chief Wiggum, whatever. I wouldn't have taken no shit seriously like that. So fuck them Levi's, right? Let's see. We have a lot of shit to cover. I hate doing this. I just build like topics and I end up talking about some other shit. So we're already like towards the end. This is what I want to talk about. So the homie OD'd He was in a hospital, and he stopped talking to me after I told him to stop doing fucking drugs. And I'd rather fight for you to live than to let you kill yourself. So anybody out there, if you need help, you can always talk to me. You can always talk to somebody, whether you got to pay for it or not. Like, just know that you are loved and you are here for a reason. And for you to live this fucking drug addicted or whatever substance abuse, depressed ass life is some bullshit, right? Especially if y'all got girlfriends or whatever. Like, you are supposed to be here as part of God's plan, and don't ever feel like you need to reduce your life to that bullshit. But what I just recently found out is he's been clean. So shout out to the homie. I don't want to say your name. You know who you are. You always know that I'm here for you. And that extends to all the other homies, because the last thing I want to know is that now, instead of hitting you up on Twitter, I gotta go hit up fucking the graveyard or whatever, right? And I gotta go hit up Rouse for some flowers or whatever the fuck. Because I'd rather get in an argument with you than speak at your eulogy type shit. Man, I love this hat, but I hate snapbacks. But here we are. So yeah, everybody out there that's struggling with substance abuse or anything like that, I'm praying for you. I hope that you get better. I hope you seek the rehabilitation that you deserve. And I'm just going to be rooting for you, man. I really am. Fuck substance abuse. Straight like that. Let's see. Oh yeah. Fuck a pay to play. I need to get paid. I'm not gonna pay to perform anywhere. I think I've reiterated this already. Fuck you. You need, if anything, me fucking performing for free is already what is it? A fucking gift to you on my end, because there's no fucking way I'm gonna drive somewhere like LA and perform and pay you. Unless Jay-Z, unless the whole fucking Rock Nation brunch is gonna be there, I don't need to be there. And I wouldn't pay for that shit anyway, because I don't believe in that. I don't pay to fucking get doors open. I open doors on my own and they pay me. Bars, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, that's right. I said nigga. I say that shit once in a while. And don't try to clip this and make it seem like I'm racist, because I'm not. It just, I happen to say that every once in a while. And some people prefer me not to. And I respect that. So fuck you and get a life if that bothers you. Because this is a show. And matter of fact, this is my show. And if you have a problem with it, go address it on your show. And if you do address it, I'm going to probably be like, fuck you and your lame ass Levi ass show. Right? Tomatoes don't belong on guacamole. Random. If you're putting tomatoes in your guacamole, you're probably putting toilet paper in your ass and wiping in reverse. That's how I feel. Tomatoes did not belong on guacamole. If you do not believe me, do not invite me to your house. Tomatoes. If you're putting tomatoes in your guacamole, you just made fucking pico de gallo with avocados. That's all you did. Please stop doing that. If I ever go in your house and I look and I see tomatoes in your guacamole, I'm leaving. I'm jumping out the window, hopping in the Batmobile and going back to Gotham. Because the tomatoes in fucking guacamole are disgusting. If I wanted pico de gallo, I'd have pico de gallo with slices of fucking avocado. But guess what? I don't want that. I want real guacamole. I want to taste the avocados, the onions, the fucking garlic, serrano, cilantro, salt and pepper. That's how you do it. But if you're fucking gonna put tomatoes in your shit, then you're just a heathen. You're just self-loathing Chicano. That's all you are. Another random. Teslas are played out. I'm tired of seeing Teslas. You're not cool. You do not have money because you live in your mama's house and you drive a fucking Tesla. That's what y'all doing. You're fucking over here with your little electric things coming out of your garage and you're plugging them in your shit. I'm tired of seeing it. You are not fucking cool. I think Teslas are played out. like y'all were taking the Porsche 911 designs and you just made an electric car. And don't get me wrong, I fuck with Elon, I fuck with Teslas and all that shit, but they're just played out. Get you a Tesla X, get you a Tesla Cybertruck or some shit. Then we'll talk about who's balling. But and some of these Teslas are horrible colors. Y'all picking the whole green, the fucking whatever. Or the same colors, black, white. Like, come on, if you're gonna pick a color, do bubblegum. Do some shit. And I think I did see like a bubblegum colored Tesla. I was like, damn, this motherfucker's balling. Cause you know there was an extra fucking 10 G's on that shit when they fucking came out of the whatever, the car dealership. Where do you even buy Teslas at? Does Tesla have like a fucking where's the Tesla dealership? Is there one by my house? Tesla dealership. Is there one in Rancho? There's one in Upland. There's one in Upland. There's one in Westco. Really? There's one in Westco? Where's this at? Woodcrest? Where's this at? Wow, there's like not even one by my house. The closest one probably has to be the one in Upland. SoCal Tint Motorsports. Why do I feel like I've been there? I'm gonna stop plugging everybody, right? Okay. What else do we got? Okay, I think I'm gonna do another episode dedicated to everything else I got going on. So with that, message of the day is, if you are in need of recovery, please get help. Don't think that you can just, if you could do it on your own like me, I mean, I guess, but I halfway didn't even do it on my own because my parents were alcoholics, but then they got sober. So I wasn't around alcohol or anything. It's hard to try to get clean and then be around substances. I'm pretty sure. I mean, even if I did have substances around me, I don't think I would have, relapsed, just because it's not hard for me to stay sober. Like, it's pretty fairly easy. So the message of the day is, if you need help, go get help. Please don't try to do it on your own. It's better if you just call somebody. You're not a bitch. You're not a wimp. You're not a fiend just because you need to get help. Like, if you genuinely need to get help, go get help, bro. It's not cool to be out here on like fiend on the low. Incog fiendo, you know what I mean? Get help. And not only will you better your life, but you could better the lives of the people around you in your sobriety. This is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. He wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.